Good afternoon. The topic I chose today for this presentation is IFR airworthiness in aircraft inspection and equipment. First, we need to talk about what an airworthy condition, and we as pilots have to make sure that the plane is airworthy before we take off. The FARS 91.7, you can find that, and it essentially says, paraphrase, the pilot in command shall discontinue the flight when airworthy mechanical, electrical, or structural conditions occur. We all know this because we all do this before every flight. Okay, this aircraft and instruments / equipment required. This is also in the FARS 91.205, and the best way to remember this is the acronym GRAB card. Okay, GRAB card essentially is there's a generator or alternator of adequate capacity. With that we have radios, nav and comm equipment suitable for the route to be flown, altimeter, and a ball, which is a slip skid indicator, or turn coordinator, the clock, sweep second hand or digital presentation. We all know we need the clock. We have to do a lot of timing with 2-minute turns and 1-minute holds and things like that. Attitude indicator, the rate of turn coordinator, directional gyro, and then DME or RNAV. A little quick thing, this has nothing to do with it, but a little quick side note about RNAV. I learned recently that RNAV does not necessarily mean GPS. I thought it meant GPS, but when RNAV came into existence, there was actually another computer thing they used to do RNAV. It was like CPC something way back in the day, but just a little side note, something to look up. Required tests and inspections. There's all the FARs, crazy amount of numbers there. You can use the acronym AAVIATE. So we've seen these before for the VFR, but there's a couple things added that would need even more important. Annual inspection was 12 calendar months, airworthiness directives, and VOR equipment check, which we know is every 30 days, especially for IFR ops, because it's so important that VORs are up to date. 100-hour inspections, altimeter, altitude reporting equipment, and static pressure systems for IFR ops every 24 calendar months. The transponder test and inspection, which is another 24 calendar months. The way I remember this is that the first and the last one is always 1 year, and the last two are always 2 years. So that helps me remember this. Emergency locator transmitter, ELT, 12 months. Okay, documents required on board the aircraft, which is Aero. So this is in the FARS 91.9 and 91.203. We need airworthiness. We do this every time pretty much, but we check this every time pre-flight. But we need the airworthiness certificate, this up to date, registration certificate, radio station license, which is outside the U.S. We don't need that inside U.S. territory. Operating limitations, operating limitations, weight and balance data, and compass deviation and external data serial number. Okay, IFR approved GPS documents. You may need an airplane flight manual supplement, for that GPS in the cockpit, or a cockpit reference guide, or a quick reference guide, and onboard as a limitation of use. Okay, the navigation database, you gotta make sure you check that every time. That is updated every 28 days. Obstacle databases may be updated every 56 days, and training airport map databases are updated as needed. It can be updated by pilots, but you got to make sure that you're not using any special tools or taking anything apart, basically not doing any type of maintenance. Then yes, a pilot could update a navigation database if that is the case. Any other case, you really can't. Okay, that concludes my presentation. But these are just some side notes, with the GPS, when the expired database, if it can be used, to make sure that some units allowed in IFR operations with expired database, if the navigation waypoints are manually verified by referencing an official current source. So that's important to remember. And that pretty much concludes my presentation, but just keep in mind that there are other things to look at as far as IFR operations go. Make sure you're doing your IFR checks before every time you check in, get in the plane, like checking your WAS and when you're turning, checking the things you need to check there. Your attitude indicator, 5 degrees. Make sure it's not more than 5 degrees, and your airspeed 0, and so on. Most of us do that before every flight. So just make sure you're checking those things. I would flip this around here, but it's not letting me for some reason. But anyways, yeah, so that concludes my presentation, and I hope you guys have a great week.